King Rose Aviation here with another video, and as you guys see by the title of today's video, we are going into how to pass the FAA General Airframe and Powerplant exams. And hopefully this information will help you, and I'm not here to give you the answers because I don't know the exact answers on the test, but I do know how the process that I use to take the tests and pass my exam helped me, and it could possibly help you as well. So, this is how to go about studying and what materials to study, what to look for, what makes sense, and understanding these questions that you study. You're not just memorizing the questions. Sometimes what I failed to do the first time, I've been through it, I failed my general exams and I went on and passed all my other exams. The reason being that I failed one exam was the fact that I kept on studying and memorizing the questions and the answer. So I would associate a word in the question with the answer. And although that helped when I was testing on prepware, it didn't help me when it translated to the actual test because the words are worded differently in the question. So I started reading the question. I'm like, this is not what I remember seeing on prepware, and that's what had confused me. To avoid that for you guys, I'm going to break down in the next sessions and modules on how to study. Credible source, I do have my license. And a little bit about me, if you guys don't know. I've been in aviation 4 years, I would say 2021 going to 2022. Started A&P school, graduated, started working. I started my own aircraft detailing company. As you guys see, I have one video. I know I'm going to post those. I'm going to do a lot more videos like that as well, my detailing. So stay tuned on that side. But for right now, we're focusing on the test. My credibility on why you should even listen to me or take advice from me on passing these exams is because I've been there, done that, studied it, and I found a process that works. And it worked not once, not twice, not 3 times. It worked for everything that I do in the tests that I took. Every test that I took, that process helped me pass the test. So in my orals and practicals, I use the same study steps to help me to pass. Alrighty, so the first thing that we're going to look at is the exam overview. The exam overview, starting off with general, is 60 questions. You have 12 subjects on your general exam that they can pull these questions from. So 12 subjects they can pull questions from. You'll potentially see on your general written exam. So the first subject that I normally dive into in my study lesson, so that's another thing I'm going to get into. Right now I am in the process of developing a course that goes into not just the questions that you see on these exams, but a video that goes into explaining what you'll see throughout A&P school. So say for instance, you're wanting a refresher on what you're missing in general or missing in Powerplant, whatever part of subject that you're missing, I will have a course for that in each individual subjects with the answer pulls from prepware, breaking them down, explaining that even further. So that I put in my course as well. And it's just a good refresher course for those who haven't been able to brush up on certain things or need to go back on certain things and can't afford to go back to school right now. So I'm breaking it down. I'm learning as well for myself, going back through my book and reading everything and making sure I get all the information that I need for this course that I can help you guys as well. So I'm asking other MPs as well on how they were able to pass their course. I'm going to do a lot of interviews in that course, interviewing MPs as well. So stay tuned for that side of the course. I know I sidetracked, but putting that at the end of the video. Alrighty, so understanding the exam overview is basically the structure of the whole exams in one. General, Airframe, Powerplant. So first off with general. General is the fundamental concept of aviation. So everything related to the basic electricity, flight controls, or basically the rules, regulations, everything that bound or covers or governs, that's the word, governs aviation, and the standards and the practicals, the standard knowledge that you should know is all part of the general exam. So that's general exam entirely. Airframe exam, it focuses on the aircraft structure, materials, and systems that are basically sheet metal, whatever structural rework of the airframe. That's what consists of that exam and that part of the exam. So airframe is separate from general, and it will all encompass each other. Of course, general will have a little bit of, or airframe will have a little bit of general, and the power plant the same. So power plant exam is basically consists of engines, propellers, power generation. So this consists of not just recip engines. This consists of turbine engines, turbojet engines, engines in general in aviation. That's what the power plant exam covers. So once you understand the overview, you want to make sure that you're using the right study material, understanding what material to study. What are you studying? Is the resources that I need to have that's going to help me pass this exam? Right now we have prepware that a lot of you guys are aware of. Prepware is the questions that you will potentially see on your exam. So that's why it's very highly recommended to study your prepware, and you can download that on the Apple Store and I believe on the Android Store as well. So if you master prepware, understand it, know what the questions is, and be able to explain it to somebody who's going to ask you this question eventually in the future on your practical exams. But you just want to make sure whatever you're studying is a reliable source and it's up to date, and it's not for something from 1990, something that's up to date material. So if you're studying from any of those materials starting off, you're already in the right direction. Okay, so now that we understand that we have an overview of the exams, and that we know a little bit of what we need or the materials we need to study, now we can get into the concepts, mastering the key concepts. So in each subject, general, airframe, and power plant, they all have key subjects that each questions are pulled from those subjects. So understanding those basic concepts of how an engine works, the fuel systems, the electrical system, the propeller system, understanding the aerodynamics, the principles and the rules, fundamentals, all the regulations, everything. You got to understand these concepts before you even try to jump into taking the test. And I'm pretty sure you are learning this in school right now. So if you're an A&P student, pretty sure you know this already. If you have aviation experience more than 2 years, if you're even watching this video, I'm gonna assume more than likely, more than 80% chance that you already have a basic knowledge and continue to build on that knowledge already. So it's not like I'm preaching to the choir here. It's something you already know. Just the concept in general of being hands-on is so much better, to where when you see that a particular question, you can visualize it in your head already, that, oh, I've done this already with my hands, so you can connect it. It makes a better connection being able to physically do it instead of just reading off a paper and watching somebody else do it. Being able to do it yourself, you have more of a muscle memory. You remember the different steps. You understand it better. So if you're taking this test, you've been through the school, you've been through the Part 147 school, or you've done some aviation training background, whether it's military, flying, whatever it is. Once it's gone, you can't get this practical experience with that unless you go through school again, or get a job, or go to somebody's hangar or shop. definitely take advantage of the fact that you have the opportunity to work on a plane right now, or be able to break down an engine and understand it. Hopefully that you're getting a good amount of hands-on. You're getting to rebuild the engine, time magnetos, change spark plugs. Practical experience definitely will help you in taking your exam. It's okay to ask for help. I needed time to study other than going to school, and I would come in about an hour early, go out to the plane, look at certain things, break it down, study with my classmates as well. So right now you have the best source of study is your classmates, your instructors, and don't be afraid to ask questions. And there's a lot of online courses out there. I'm not just trying to pitch my course just because there's a very few amount of people who are catered to the aviation mechanics. So get into a good mentorship, get in touch with your instructor if you are struggling, and if you need any advice as well, you can ask me. My information, all that stuff will be down below. So the number one thing I want to leave you guys with is confidence. If you're not confident, do not take this test. Do not waste your money. You have to be confident when coming into this test. You shouldn't be studying last minute. You shouldn't be opening or looking at any material 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, none of that before the test. The next day, you shouldn't even be thinking about material. You should be having a good breakfast and be like, man, I know I'm about to pass this test because I'm 100% confident. All right, so that's just a breakdown of how to pass the exam, or how to go about passing these exams. I know I haven't got into the questions and all that specifics. I haven't gotten to the specifics yet, but to just get a whole overview, like I said, of how to pass this exam and how to go about it. And hopefully this gives you an idea. If you feel like you're stuck and you don't know how to pass the exam or how to study, or if you're studying right, hopefully this gives you a head start, or a push in the right direction. You're gonna get there, and don't worry. It takes time, but as long as you're doing the right thing. If you're even watching this video, it's obvious that you're willing to learn, or you're wanting to look out for that information. So the fact that you're seeking out information to better your knowledge, to try to pass this test, is already a step in the right direction. So just keep on pushing, keep on doing the right thing, keep on studying, and I believe you guys will pass. Stay up to date with my videos. If I have anything that could benefit y'all, or any questions that you guys might want to ask, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.